will have to be careful in today's game as each defense ranks in the top 10 in interceptions. It's the Dolphins going up against the Jets. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a play fake here on first down. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. Looking for Decker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
They'll come out in the pistol. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The Miami Dolphins starting lineup now, and Kenyon Drake, a guy to watch.
He has the ability to affect the game in so many different ways. In the return game, bringing it back himself. Also can be a gunner on the punt coverage team and did that very well at Alabama. But has the ability to run the ball in the backfield as well as catch it. Kenyon Drake, you can use him so many different ways.
And Cameron has it over the middle. Call it a gain of 5. And they're going to have a third down. And a look now at how the Jets line up defensively.
Leonard Williams was one of the top draft picks coming out of USC. And he's done nothing to diminish the comparisons people make of past greats.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Drake got the give from Tannehill. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Kenyon Drake was an interesting evaluation coming out of school because you saw all the talents.
Down at the 20. Goes Eric Decker. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Eric Decker, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And his kick is good. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback. Last year would have come out to the 20. This year they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
That confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. To throw is Tannehill. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be a second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Out of the Wildcat, a wide receiver carry. And that play is blown up. Losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. But winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game. But when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
And caught by Cameron right side. 23 yards on the play.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. The play clock's running down. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, partner, but on second and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now it's Tannehill. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They come out here in the eye. Tannehill now to throw. His tight end Jordan Cameron the intended target. And it's third down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And incomplete here on third down. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and fourth down coming up.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
And it'll bring it back. To just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Throwing Fitzpatrick. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. The 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Quincy Enunwa with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. And that makes it 14-10. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. Well, at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Yep, the pass breakup for Darrelle Revis. Really shouldn't be a surprise, should it? Because he has great athletic gifts, but even more than that, an intelligence for the game. Understands how it's being played, how people want to attack, from what angles they'll come from, and then he gives up nothing. Typically takes away an entire side of the field for an offense and really hamstrings them along the way. Even this far into his career, one of the top corners in the league and a guy that you don't want to mess with.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I tell you, on 4th and 1, when you're way back on your side of the field, I thought this might just be an attempt to draw him off and get the first down that way. But they were going for it the whole time, and they wind up getting it.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And it's caught by the tight end camera. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4".
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there. And it's 2nd down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. He'll rifle this one. That's caught at the 25. And he'll be down deep into Jet territory. A big play there for the Dolphins. 39 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. A good job there on the carry by Kenyon Drake. What do you think his real strengths are?
I think ultimately it's his versatility, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, his ability to be a big factor in the return game. The poor people of Clemson will remember that from the...
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. and finally it gets done, he's got to feel great right now.
New York set to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
To throw, Fitzpatrick. He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free. And brings up third down. So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. On third down, Fitzpatrick. And this is going to be incomplete. Eric Decker, the intended target, and it's fourth down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offense coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. To throw on second down is Tannehill. And he rifles one incomplete. Damian Williams, the man he was looking for. And it's third down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Here's Tannehill. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by the first-rounder, Darren Lee. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They come out here in the eye. Now it's Ajayi. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Chris Culliver. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And out come the Dolphins now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He's going to launch this thing right into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. New York set to take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Fitzpatrick now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. And it's second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now a second down throw for Fitzpatrick. Letting one go deep for a Nunwa. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's Tannehill. He finds Taylor, complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Going deep here for Parker. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver, and it's 4th down.
Well, he decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice, able to get a hand in and tip it away.
Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. And now out come the Jets. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. Second down, Fitzpatrick. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And able to find Decker. And he's brought down after a good game. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Here's Fitzpatrick. And this is caught. First catch by Brandon Marshall. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They run with Ajayi. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Fitzpatrick. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So now here come the Dolphins. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They'll start the drive with Drake. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down. And quickly, they get to the line. Here's Tannehill now on second down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Parker unable to get that one, and now it's third down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
On third down, here's Williams. A loss of... Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here. Time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 22. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. Fitzpatrick. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Here's Fitzpatrick. They'll roll him out right. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Here's Tannehill. And Stills over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 36 yards. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. To throw is Tannehill. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. This is caught inside the 15. Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Give him 7 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them.
They got a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And Frank's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
Now it's Frank's following the made field goal to send it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Fitzpatrick on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll go as a gain of 12. And that leads to a New York 1st down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Fitzpatrick. And it's caught by Decker for a Jets touchdown. Decker with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jets have once again taken the lead. Folk for the extra point. And the lead is now 2. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Bashed it.
Super tough.
Second down following the run. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
A good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
They come up in an offset eye. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. New York set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. They run again with a giant. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a toss play. It's a giant. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Yeah, they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. To throw, Fitzpatrick. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
This is a giant, and he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They come out here in the eye. Here's a giant. And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Fitzpatrick now. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football.
On plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Parker the intended target, and now it's second down. And on 2nd and 10 now. Tannehill. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the safety, Calvin Pryor. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6-7.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Eric Decker with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he cuts it out to the... There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Dolphins able to get this back within a touchdown. And this is back to a 5-point game. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Fitzpatrick. It's hauled in by Devin Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
12 yards on the pickup, and it's a first down for the Jets.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Quincy Enunwa with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Here comes Grant on the return. They find some open field here. And a fantastic return all the way down to the 20. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Deion Sims, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 1-score game. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Fitzpatrick now on second down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And Cameron has it over the middle. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. They'll run with Drake, and he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. He dumps it off to Dre. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards on the pickup. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. He'll look to throw. And caught by Cameron right side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. He's back to throw. He finds Taylor, complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Fresh set of downs here. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a second down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They come up in an offset eye. Back to throw. Flushed out right. This will be caught at the 2. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And now a sneak, Tannehill. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow. So how many practices have we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there?
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? Tannehill going to throw for it. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on a 2-point try. Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And New York set to take the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Now Fitzpatrick. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Fitzpatrick. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So here now is the kicker, Nick Folk. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And this comes up well short. It's no good, and a disappointing finish, as that is how this is going to end. So a field goal that could have won it went awry. Pretty good distance field goal. It wasn't a chip shot, but still, that one's going to stick with him for a little while, you'd have to think.
It is, and I know that he missed that one, and they walk off the field, and obviously they don't feel great about themselves. They just lost the game. But this is where the proficiency of kickers actually comes back and hurts them, because they've gotten so good that we expect them to make just about everything, and we forget that's still a long field goal attempt.
And so much pressure there at the end of the game. It's one of those situations, unfortunately, where you're either the hero or you're the GOAT.
And what you also hope is that you've built up equity with your team by making a whole lot of big kicks before, so that the occasional miss doesn't hurt you going forward.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.